Hello again, people. Right, so I got back after about a 3-hour break again, and I did exactly the same as I did yesterday, Groundhog Day. So I'm not going to do it in front of you because I just wanted to get a trade if there was one available, but I will try and run through exactly what I did. So I could see this situation here: US dollar, Aussie dollar, discrepancy, the strongest Aussie, weakest US. So I did my analysis on this, and as you can see, you've got a load of lines everywhere and loads of them double up, and it was a difficult one to suss out because this monthly chart only had nothing really ahead of price that I could target. You can just see price there in the middle with the grey line there, and you've always got this as reference as well, the magnified price thing. So I did my monthlies on there, and as you can see I did put a monthly high up here, but there was no way it was going to go there in my opinion. And then I did the we can get rid of this for the moment, I think that relates to something else. Then I did the weeklies, and again I'm not interested in anything right down here, but I had to put this resistance level on here because it was below the price and might affect things. Again, the high of this monthly chart would have gone, weekly level would have gone on there, and obviously I've put the weekly low over here because if it goes up, that's going to be relatively worthwhile watching. Now I may have said in some of my other videos that markets were closed tomorrow. Well, that's true. The FTSE and stuff will be closed because it's a bank holiday, but it's not a bank holiday in America and I think maybe Japan. So there's definitely stuff going on. The forex markets will be open. I imagine the American stock markets will, but it was because I was reading a share website, and I think the stocks and shares aren't traded somewhere anyway. So I got that wrong. I do apologise if I said the markets were closed. I will be up and trading tomorrow morning as usual. I guess, yeah, the forex markets won't be affected, but the FTSE will be closed, I expect. Bank holiday Friday in the UK, Easter Friday. So down to the daily. Right, at this point I had very little reference here, so I had to go back to the monthly and try and find a reference point, and this was it. Aussie dollar was at a massive all-time low, massive, and in fact might as well put a descending trend line on there. So connect this to that first, because that low's been broken by that, and then connect this to that there. You can always tighten them up when you get on the lower time frames, because this low has been broken by this price here. So that's all we could tell there. Back to this. So the only reference points I could get in this lot. So on the monthly I drew all the monthly levels that might get in the way of the price, and the same on the weekly. Take the scroll off. Got my vertical line there to tell me where I am when I change time frames. Did all the necessary weekly supports, and if there was a resistance level below us, then stick that on as well. Same with the daily. Anything that because you can see the price level there, so and zoom in, and anything in the price vicinity there. Let's actually zoom in and see if we can see anything. Yeah, you can now. So price is there, so I needed the support on all these candles here, something on there, because obviously if price was going down it would hit that and use it as support. Same there, and then on the H4 exactly the same, because they will, even at that far left, and this is what I mean, we're in 2009 here, guys, and these levels are still considered important. So prices around, I think I did put a level on that green low there, but I will again. And you know, so price is affected by all these levels. So I couldn't go down any farther than H4, there wasn't enough data, but I would if I could. And that was that. We're at don't know where we are now, 2009 still, but just not quite far enough back. So then back to current time, and when you look at this, you will see you've got some levels in there for 2009, and price has respected that level. That's why I totally and utterly believe in what I do, because it goes back years and years and years. And when we get down on the lower time frames, you can see how price has respected these levels. This green level is a recent level of support, I think. No, it's not. Yes, it is, yeah. Recent monthly high. And then the yellow level there is a 2009 level, I think. Hang on. 2009 is the green, the support. H4 low. And look how it stopped at that to the pip. And here. And then finally it's broken through a little bit, and it's potentially breaking out. But this is, and we've got the 163 level here, and then above us, I don't know what we've got up there, but that's where it's likely to. 2009 again, it'd be interesting to see whether it does actually respect those levels. And another level from 2009, daily low and an H4 low. That's how much I respect these levels. The price respects them, I respect them, I trade them, and I want you to know too. The other thing that's interesting that I hadn't mentioned ever before, and I hadn't noticed ever before, when this hits the top, there's no way you can see what these are up to, unfortunately, and that must be a fault with the thing, but whoever wrote the indicator. But you can see the levels when you float your mouse over them. So that's 44.7903. Always do it twice or three times, because sometimes it, for whatever reason, I don't know how, it gives different figures. So, you know, this is serious game, guys. So we want to make sure we get the right number. I don't know why it does that. I don't know whether it's because it's where, no, it's not where you put your mouse. So point being, we can then see whether this one has broken through the high, and it has. And that's what's happening here now, guys. Price is pushing up. I will come back to this, but I didn't trade this because I could see pound was weak and Aussie dollar still strong, and I like trading that GA pair, so I actually took a trade on that because it moves a lot quicker, and in my opinion it's a lot, I like it. I just like it better than Aussie US dollar. As you can see, 254 pips. The pip value is a little less, so you know, you swings them around about 6 pips would probably be the same on Aussie US dollar, would probably be the same as 9 or 10 pips on this thing. And as it happens, I got 10 pips. It looks silly, that little move, and I followed all my my rules again. I did a load of lines on this one, quickly knocked out my lines. Literally it takes 5 minutes to put these levels on, guys. You know, you've got a monthly level in there, you've got weekly levels, you've got H4, I will have had daily level somewhere in there, and then it's just a question. I even had a what I call a flip zone, a daily flip zone in there, so we can have a look at that. That low, these two candles here where prices push down, come back, push down, come back, that to me was significant. That's very vague, so because you could get different levels altogether on, but I didn't have a lot of time to analyse this. I could see everything was right on the histo, and that's where the histo alert comes in absolutely fantastically handy, because it, you know, an H4, it's massive, an H4 red like this candle here, plus it's a huge engulfing bar, engulfing 3 or 4 candles there at least. All those lows have been broken by this monster bar, selling was massive. And then you analyze the lower time frames, make sure everything complies. You've got the trend reversal here, low, high, high, low, high, high, and the same with the break closed below with this massive candle here. It was just a massive sell-off. Always be careful when you see a big candle like that for the pullback, but we were 2 hours into this move by now. M30, same, just make sure it's still dropping. You don't want to see a green candle in there. You do not enter when it's green or after a green. Got your red here. This was actually falling on the 5 minute. Changed colours using the 5 minute, change colours after my trade. That's not because it repainted, it's because I entered the trade early on in that 30 minute candle, or 15 minute candle should I say. Everything was right on this one. We'd broken this low, low, high, high, low, higher, high. There's the descending high, low, lower, high, and it carries on down. I entered before that red candle closed just there under my mouse, but everything was right. The Aussie US dollar was looking long. I would probably have only got 3 pips movement on that if I'd considered that. This one I got 10 pips movement. That is exactly how I approached. I come in at after a 3 hour break, did my levels just like yesterday. Watch that chart as well if you've only just come across my stuff. And you know, this is very vague. I don't even know how it works, but it's useful for just saving you having to go through all your charts. Just find one, then you apply all the different analysis that I use, descending trend lines and so on and so forth, until you get so good at this that you don't need to put all that stuff on there. Having said that, I said I had 8 trades, 8 winners. I took a gold trade before I went out, and you know, you've got all the levels I've drawn on here. That was the first one of the day. That's 20 pips. This one is 80 pips, just short, 78 pips. I knew it was going to move. Gold moves like crazy. You have to, I did put a 60 pip stop on this behind this ascending trend line down here, and they did poke it down. It was just a safety stop on there, but you know, you have to adjust for the markets. This 10-20 days ago, this was moving, struggling to move 2,000 pips, and I would have had a 30 pip stop on gold. So you have to change your adjust your stops and take profits. You know, I put it just below that R3 there. I've been looking at this the way this moves, and as it was from my entry, it has moved. This was just right on every time frame for a massive move up, and lo and behold, they moved at 225 pips or thereabouts from oops, what's happened there? From my entry. The entry was based on this. This level here was broken by this bust up here. It's, you know, it's just rules. This thing is fantastic. The RSI histo alert. So only one other trade, GCAD. I'm not sure whether it's on this chart here. No, it doesn't look at it as though it is. I'm not going to go into the details of that one anyway, but I'll drag it on the chart, GBCAD, because this video is getting too long. Yeah, long trade, GBCAD. I don't think these are the right levels on this one, so but you know, the method works, guys. It will always be mechanical. That's as mechanical trading as you can possibly get. This thing has put my trading into absolute overdrive, and with my reversals and this, personally, I don't think you can go wrong. Sort of thing you can add to another system. You know, the pivots. If you're a pivot point trader, it will enhance that for you, I'm sure. If you're a Fibonacci trader, I'm sure it'll enhance that. Even if you trade stocks or indices, excuse me, it will enhance that also. So all I can say is, guys, give it a go, and have a great Easter weekend. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Sorry, 8 trades, 8 winners, and do not ever trade anything. The disclaimer, I keep forgetting that. Do not trade anything that I suggest the price might move to. Always just trade your own analysis. This is for teaching purposes only. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a good weekend.